Hey, it's Matt from Old Yankee Speed Company. Welcome back to actually my other garage. We're going to be grabbing an aluminum intake to bring down to Gasper's Restoration today to check out his new tumbling machine. Okay, so I pulled two intakes off the shelf here, one being this Offenhauser and the other one being a Navarro. I think we're going to take the Navarro down there. It's the dirtier of the two, and honestly, I just think it's a little bit cooler than the Offenhauser intake is, in my honest opinion. So let's grab it and go for a ride. John, you want to tell us a little bit about this machine?
Sure, Matt. This is the little scrubber here, and it's a vibratory tumbler we use in the shop. We take different items, different parts off trucks. In this case, you brought down a really cool Flathead V8 intake manifold here. It's aluminum, and this thing is really going to shine up. So the little scrubber here has these polyhedrons and little trapezoidal cylinders inside, different sizes and shapes. And you take your intake manifold like this, open this thing up, check it out inside here. You can see all the rocks. And these are actually ceramic. They're not rocks. They're really made out of ceramic. And you put it in here, and when we turn this machine on, there's a little bit of lubricating fluid in there, and it's going to tumble that aluminum intake manifold, and when it comes out, it's going to have kind of a patina on it almost, just a shiny, kind of buffed look. And much better than sandblasting or bead blasting, because that dulls the finish. This is actually going to make it shine more. So it's a really cool technique. Here's the intake manifold in the tumbler. I just turned on the juice here, effectively. It's really kind of like paint thinner. And what's going to do is create a little bit of lubricity in here for this thing to tumble around. And this intake manifold right here is going to tumble around in all these stones, and it's going to clean off all this dirt and grime and nasty stuff, grease, oil, whatever. And it's going to come out all polished and really cool. So I'm going to fire it up.
All right, so while this is doing its thing, John, why don't you show us around the shop and let's take a look at what you're looking at.
Sure, absolutely. Let's go. All right. This is where we'll start here. This is a 1935 Maxim fire engine originally from the town of Thomaston, Connecticut, and then it was bought by the town of Roxbury, Connecticut. And it sat in a barn in Roxbury for many, many years, and it was purchased by a private owner in Roxbury, and that person has hired me to redo this truck. We're doing this completely from the ground up. We've done the whole entire chassis. The fire pump here is completely done. All the chrome is done. The paint and gold leaf. If you want to come in here and take a little bit closer look.
Real gold leaf too, right?
This is real gold leaf. This is all done by a gentleman in Massachusetts named Greg Heger. He was trained by a former Maxim fire engine artist, the guys that actually did the pinstriping and the gold leaf back in the 80s. He was trained to do that, and he really knows what he's doing. He's probably the best to do this. It came out absolutely beautiful, and it's all done by hand.
Yeah, I really love these little accents that they put on like all the,
yeah,
you know.
Yep, they put a lot of time and effort into these things, and you can see it's a special vehicle. When this was purchased in the 1930s, people actually paid attention to it. Nowadays, the fire department buys another truck. Nobody pays attention. Nobody even knows they bought a truck.
Well, they complain about their tax dollars.
That's right. They complain about the tax dollars. But when this thing was new, a lot of towns didn't have a fire truck or a fire department. And so this was a really big deal. It was in the newspaper. There was a big town event.
Yeah, pride of the fleet.
Yeah. And but completely redone. We're just in the process of getting some more parts bolted on and stuff, and this is a really fun one to put together. All right, everybody, this is a 1951 Mack from Edgartown, Massachusetts. I did this truck cosmetically about 7 or 8 years ago for that fire department. They hired me, and it's an A model fire engine. It has a gas inline 6 engine, dual spark plugs. They sent it back to me to do some more work on it, change out the water tank, put power steering on it and a bunch of other modifications.
Cool. I was actually here the day this got delivered, and I got to take it off the trailer and pull it in to the shop.
Yeah, Matt had the unfortunate duty to do that on a 20-degree day when I was on vacation.
And it didn't really want to run, but that's fixed now.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a little bit of an adventure. And actually, the same day, this truck came in as well. John, actually, why don't you tell them about this one too, since it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah, so Matt had to bring these 2 trucks in, and they were on the trailers. The guy that brought it in came from Martha's Vineyard, 2 trips in one day. The guy got here, what was it, noontime with the first one?
Yeah.
And then he got here like 8 o'clock at night with this one.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. But he got him here, and this is a 1949 American LaFrance. It's a 700 series fire engine. They produced a lot of these from 1948 to about 1958, I believe. And it has the V12 gas engine in it, the famous V12 they used. And it came in for some front wheel seal repairs and an entire electrical harness. They wanted us to replace the entire electrical harness in this truck, which is not an easy task. And
where do you get those harnesses? Obviously, like, you can't just go and call the harness wiring place and be like, I need a 700 series.
yeah, exactly.
Harness,
You
so-
can't get them. You can't get them from most places. We actually had to take the wire harness out of the truck completely in one piece. A lot of guys go in and like cut it up, and they just cut it all out and throw it out. Well, then you don't have anything to go with. We had to pull the whole harness out. It took us a day and a half to get the harness out of this thing without damaging it, and we sent it off to Rhode Island Wiring in Rhode Island. So they are currently getting that figured out and going to give us a price and make us a new harness.
Okay, so we're back at Gasper's Restoration. We've run the intake through the little scrubber here. We're gonna take a look at it and see how it came out.
Flip this open here, and here it is. Now you saw it before, and you know, it's got like a vintage patina to it here after being tumbled. Here's the backside.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's like not too shiny. It's not like, it doesn't look like it's a reproduction, which it's not, obviously.
Yeah,
But
it gets even inside the ports here.
yeah, that's really awesome.
So, you know, easy way to clean this up. And, you know, we do this at the shop here at Gasper's Automotive
Yeah,
Restoration.
So if someone wanted to drop off or even ship you like an intake or something to be tumbled, you can do that here as well.
Yeah, we can do that here as long as it fits in the machine. Something like this here is $50. We'll throw it in and tumble it and get it all clean for you, and you can put it on your engine. It works great.
So here's our Navarro intake back from the tumbler. Looks great, super pleased. I should have shot this video originally with the intake off of the old Yankee 40. I've taken that car apart again to work on some stuff underneath the hood, like I mentioned on some of the other videos. And actually, it's behind me right here. So we clean this intake up. This is the current setup. I may run on it, may not, but you'll have to watch that video. I'll get into it a little bit more. But anyways, thanks for dropping by the garage again. Stay well, stay safe, hit like and subscribe, and we'll catch you soon.